more in the incident, whereas only about 5 is found in the fluid inside the cell. If you look at potassium ions, we have more potassium ions inside the cell and less potassium ions outside the cell. The same thing goes for chloride ions. There are more chloride ions outside the cell and less chloride ions inside the cell. These things influence both electropositivity and electronegativity of a particular cell. And they are responsible for either resting membrane potential or action potential. Yes? What did you say?
I said action potential.
Oh, you are there. At least one person is following. Okay. We want to look at action potential proper. I said that action potential is simply an alteration of the resting membrane potential in which there is now electropositivity inside the cell and electronegativity outside the cell. Okay? In this diagram, can best describe that. Stages of action potential. Action potential can occur in the following stages. First, we will start with the resting membrane potential. So number 1 is resting membrane potential. Resting membrane potential. 2 is what is known as, let me just make this here, is what is known as the stimulus activant. Stimulus activant. So we call this SE. Stage 2, stimulus activant. Should I spell it? Yes. Oh yeah. Number 3 is the latent period. Latent period. Okay? The latent period. We can do away with this. So the 4th stage is firing them. Okay? And say 1 is the resting membrane potential. So you have the RMP, right? Then you have the stimulus activant, and then you have the latent period. The next stage is the firing level. And then the next stage is depolarization. The next one is overshoot. Okay? Overshoot. And then the next one is the peak. How many stages have you written? 7. Okay. Number 8 is repolarization. 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 And then you have the last one is hyperpolarization. You can leave after depolarization. After depolarization, you can do away with that, so you don't get confused. So the last stage is hyperpolarization. Hyperpolarization. So in all, how many stages do you have? Some have 10, some have 12, some 10. Yeah. Okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Take 9 stages. Okay? We are looking at action potential of a nerve cell. So let's begin with stage 1. Stage 1, which is the RMOP, resting membrane potential. Resting membrane potential. You already know what this means. Here, the interior of the nerve cell is negatively charged, while the exterior of the nerve cell is positively charged. So, the nerve cell is currently at its resting state. Alright? And that is why you have the line. There is a baseline here. So there is no current that is passing through the nerve cell at this stage. It's known as the resting membrane potential. Did you get that? Stage 2 is the stimulus activant. Stage 2, stimulus activant. Stimulus activant is the stage where there is a slight deflection of the baseline. A slight deflection of the baseline due to leakage of current into the nerve cell. It looks like action potential wants to start. Stimulus activant. I said it is a slight deflection of the baseline. A slight alteration of the resting membrane potential. Did you get that? Slight alteration of the resting membrane potential. Alright? Or a slight deflation of the baseline. And this is due to leakage of current into the nerve cell. Alright? That is stimulus activant. After stimulus activant, the next stage is the latent period. Alright? So after a slight alteration of resting membrane potential, the nerve cell returns to its resting state. So if you look at the baseline, it returns back to normal at this point. Latent period. No current. It's passing through the nerve cell at that point. And then it gets to this point after a latent period. The firing level begins, or there is slight or gradual alteration of resting membrane potential gradual due to slow influx of current, into the nerve cell. Alright? So the nerve cell whose resting membrane potential is minus 70 millivolts. The resting membrane potential of a nerve cell is minus 70 millivolts. So the resting membrane potential is actually decreasing. Alright? So it moves from minus 70 to minus 65 until it gets to minus 55 millivolts, which is known as the firing level. It is at this point that depolarization begins. So, after the stage of the firing level, which is minus 70, minus 55 millivolts, the next stage is depolarization. During depolarization, the interior of the cell becomes positively charged while the exterior of the cell becomes negatively charged. So there is electropositivity inside the cell and electronegativity outside the cell. It simply means that the resting membrane potential is completely altered. Because initially, resting membrane potential, during resting membrane potential, the interior of the cell is what? Negatively charged. And exterior is what? But as soon as depolarization starts, the interior of the cell becomes positively charged while the exterior becomes negatively charged. And depolarization is due to the influx of sodium ion from the ECM to the ICM of the cell. Alright? I said depolarization is due to what? Influx of sodium ions from the ECM to the ICM of the nerve cell. Look, the nerve cell, the membrane of the nerve cell have some ion channels. I said the membrane of the cell or nerve cell have some ion channels. Alright, if you look here,